So I've got an idea. I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna take this, and with the help of this and this, I'm gonna make a raised bed for my strawberries this spring. Come along and watch. Okay, so the wood of choice today is going to be cedar because it is going to have ground contact. I want it to look good. We've got cedar, so why not? We have drugged the log out of the yard and put it on the sawmill. Now let's cut some. I think I'm going to use 2x6s. It'll give it a fair amount of strength. There'll be a fair amount of weight in that raised garden. So yeah, let's go ahead and use 2x6s. So let's see if we can get some 2x6 boards out of this log. I always love pulling cedar apart because you never know what you're gonna get. And it doesn't disappoint. Start seeing a little bit of red. The deeper you go, the more red you'll have. All right, let's roll this log. And that is the danger of cutting cedar. A lot of the cedar around here comes from yards. I don't remember where this come from, but it probably came from a yard. And a lot of people won't touch cedar because of that. And you heard that when it hit it. I can see 2 screws. Should have seen that. I should be taking a closer look. I really need to run the metal detector across it. I was just taking my chances, and that's a good way to run a blade. You can see there where it broke the tips. Come on down here. The tips are burnt. This blade is burnt. So yeah, that's about a $30 blade burnt from that screw. Wasn't that old of a blade either. First time it had been used, never been sharpened. I had cut one pine with it, so. What do? Put a new blade on, keep going. So let me show you the before and after effect of hitting a screw or a nail in a log. Take a look. This is where it hit the screw, right here. I think it actually just hit the tip of the screw. And then you see smooth before, and then every time that bad spot comes around, that's what it does to your wood. It stinks. Oh well, let's put another blade on. And get gloves on. Go get a new blade. Okay, we're ready to get back. Well, the blade has been replaced. We're not quite ready to get back in because we've got to make sure there's no more screw there. So I've got to find my metal detector, start doing it the way I'm supposed to make sure that I'm not fixing to hit some metal. I can't afford just to go through blade after blade. So let me find my metal detector and then we'll see if we can find a screw. So I've got my pin pointer. This is used primarily people metal detecting for ground, beeps when you get close to something. When we pull it across this spot, it's not detecting anything. That tells me that it was right at the end of that screw and it yanked what little was out there. There was just a tidbit there when I took that top piece off, but it's clear now, so yay. We'll take off this top board and then we'll figure out where we want to go from there. One thing I love about cedar is it's not very dense, so it's not very heavy. It's easy to work with. Because it's not so heavy. Okay, I'm not sure. I may have forgot to hit record, but we just cut our first 2-inch thick board. This will be used for supports for our planter, for our raised bed planter. This is the final 2-inch slab that we're cutting, and the one below that is about 2.5 inches, I would say 2 3/4. We'll leave that. We can use it that thick for what we're doing. So let's get this off the mill, and then we'll go to phase 2 of this. So this pipe is about 20 foot long. We're going to cut it in half to make it a little bit more manageable. So take a tape measure and measure about half of it, and we'll just take a chainsaw and cut it in half. So let's do that. Well, I'll tell you, to be honest with you, that was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I've cut PVC with chainsaws before. It's really soft, it goes right through it. This is actually 10-inch whale casing. I believe it's going to be harder, and also it's a lot thicker than your standard PVC. That said, it still cut it. I'm not sure of a better way to cut it. I could have put a skill saw down on it, maybe tried to rotate it. But anyway, it worked. Let's get this thing up on the stand now. Let's work on getting the stands built. That way it'll be up here at a working height, and we can figure out how to cut our openings in the top. Because obviously if this is going to be a raised bed, you've got to be able to put the plants and the dirt and stuff in the top of the pipe. So still got a little work to do. Stick around, we'll figure it out. All right, there's our first 2 legs. Okay, there you go. See what I'm trying to do there now. So now we'll put a piece here, but I think I'll go ahead and temporarily attach this piece. That way I can flip this over and work with it. All right, now I got to put my piece in right here. And there it is sitting on the ground. So give you an idea what it's gonna look like. We just need to make another one. Okay, we got the second leg built. We've got one leg there, one leg here, just sitting there. Let me show you what they look like. Here's the 2 X's. You can see how they're doubled at the bottom. So the plan is to cut out this top. Leave a couple of supports here so it's not open all the way across. And then we'll plug these ends. I'll just cut a wood plug, stick in there, and then we'll fill it full of potting soil. And I'm thinking that I will take screws and anchor that way and that way, and do the same on this end here. And I don't think it'll go anywhere if we do that. All right, that's all we're gonna do for today. But stay tuned. We'll be back on this project soon.